We're here with defensive line coach Joe Salave'a as part of our 2012 football position preview. Coach, your thoughts on the spring, your first spring working with the defensive line. How do you think it went?
I think we got the most that we could. The spring was the unknown, trying to identify our guys, some of the players that were already on the program. And the biggest thing was introducing our system, our style, and our expectation, our philosophy. Of course, it's not a whole lot of time to do that because of the given opportunity, but I thought we were able to get our guys to slowly progress towards the end where they realize that this is a new regime, a new direction, but also new goals and new expectations.
Now talk about the returners. I mean, individually at the top of the depth chart is Adam Corporate at one end spot, and then Tony Pole at the nose tackle. Talk about those two and maybe a couple other guys that come to mind and the play of them and their expectations for this
I
year.
think right now we're trying to not get into the musical chair deal where we don't know exactly, because that's the truth. We don't know. Corporate is an experienced player, tremendous strength, energy, and he's going to have his opportunity to claim his campaign as far as one of the guys that are going to be slotted into that end position. But he brings that experience, that energy that you need, and it's got to be contagious. And then Tony Pole, we're expecting a lot from him, and I hope that he's ready to take on a little bit more of a role within our defense. I think he's a young guy that's got natural abilities, strength and whatnot, but again, hadn't played enough to where we can, easily slot him on the starting role. So those two guys bring some sort of attribute to our defensive line, and we're just looking forward to getting those guys up there, up and running.
Talk about the group of newcomers that's going to expected to come in and contribute right away. Xavier Cooper, who was redshirted last year and has put on 20 pounds since last spring. And the nose tackle, you bring in a junior nose tackle from a junior college in Junior Gata. Talk about those two guys.
With Xavier, just with our conversations here and there, it's all about seizing the moment. I think he's learned a lot. He's grown a lot from the time he had stepped foot up here in the Palouse to now. I think with the implementation of our weight training and bringing in Coach Lascalzo, I think that's going to pay dividends with not just Cooper, but the rest of our defensive line. Again, everything that we do on the field reflects the work that's done away from the field, and that's in the weight room. And I think Cooper is one of the guys, as we got in the report from our weight room guys, that was one of the greatest improvement and hardworking guy, and that's what it needs to be done. The other young guy is Robert Barber. He's a big body. He's probably one of the guys that we're hopefully don't have to pressure him in any position to perform. But again, he's going to have his shots, and the reps are going to be, we're going to try to create those repetitions for those guys. And Barber's going to play the three technique for us to start off, and Junior's going to play the nose. And the other guy is Destiny. Destiny's of the group, runs really well for a big man. And the good thing about those two is this is the first time they've been exposed to real lifting, real training as far as running, conditioning. And so the sky's the limit. I think the biggest goal and continuing from what we started in the spring is we got to know exactly what we're doing, our philosophy, our system. I think that's one of the things that we want to make sure as coaches, we got to be great teachers because it's not enough time a day to do that on the field. So the off the field meeting times and the film study is going to be really critical, and we have to, as we move forward, our guys got to understand exactly what we're doing. Because if we do that, then we can adjust. We can adjust to what the other teams are bringing, but we cannot worry about anything else other than being the best that we can in our own defense and in our own philosophy. So that's the goal for for this training camp really is to understand what we're doing, know exactly how to line up and execute our own defense. If we can do that, then I think then we can progress to the next phase, which is the competition, the level of competition, and also the level of play that we can get to. But I don't think you can get ahead of yourself and say, well, we're only looking at the competition, and well, you got to know what you're doing and how to line up first. But that's the goal for training camp moving forward.